Hi, and welcome to your sunset practice. Something to help you deeply unwind after perhaps a stressful day, or perhaps you just feel like you need a deeper stretch, something to really relax all the body, all those muscles, and release a bit of tension. So when you're ready, we're going to start in our child's pose. So I want you to take the knees far apart, take the toes to touch, sink down through the hips. Now, if child's pose isn't comfortable for you, remember you can place cushions underneath the hips to lift them a little bit rather than using the quad muscles to hold yourself there. So just get yourself comfortable here. Rest the head on the mat. And I want you to take the knees far apart just so that the belly has room to really breathe, really sending that breath into the stomach. And taking a moment here just to detach from your day. Detaching from any thoughts or feelings that are no longer serving you. And just allow this child's pose, your balasana, to begin to open up through the hips, perhaps into the chest. With every exhale, melting a little bit deeper into the posture. Feeling truly supported by the mat here. Slowly on your next inhale though, we're just going to begin to lift through the head. And I want you to walk it out to lie down on the belly. From here, we're going to take the elbows underneath the shoulders. Spread through the hands, hands are shoulder distance. Roll the shoulder blades together, lift the chest, finding Sphinx pose. Squeeze the glutes. Feeling this lengthening through the core. And just feel that stretch through the lower back here. Now we can pause here. If you'd like to take it a little bit deeper, you might need to just squeeze those glutes, engage the legs to support the lower back, but you can press into the hands and lift the chest. Really thinking of rolling those shoulder blades together. We're creating length through the front of the body here. On your next exhale, slowly drawing yourself back down. We're going to come to lie down on the belly. But from here, what I want you to do is take the hands underneath the shoulders, and I want you to begin to roll over onto your right-hand side. As you do so, bend the top leg, begin to lift up, and take that, this is my left foot on the inside of that thigh. So we're about to find our Janusirsasana. Hips in line with this extended leg. Inhale, rise the hands. Exhale, fold. If that was confusing, just make sure you're sat upright and the right leg is extended, left foot on the inside of the thigh. Slowly from here, inhale, you're going to lift up. You're going to take the left hand behind you, whichever is on the outer arm, finding modified wild thing. Squeeze the glutes, lift the hips. On your exhale, drop the hips. We're going to roll back over onto the belly. And from here, as you find the belly, just going to move that block out the way. We're going to roll over onto the opposite side. So I'm rolling onto my left hip this time, bending the top leg, which is my right knee. Hips frame this extended leg. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. On your inhale, lift up. Take the right hand behind you, that outer arm, whichever that one is for you. Opening heart space, squeeze the glutes. On your exhale, drop the hips. We're going to do that once more on each side. So we're rolling over onto the belly. And then I'm rolling over onto my right-hand side. As I do so, I sit up. Inhale, rise the hands, fold over this extended leg. Inhale, lift. Take the outer arm down, lift the hips, open the heart space, squeeze the glutes. On your exhale, drop the hips, roll back over onto the belly, and then roll over onto the opposite side. Bend through that outer leg, rise the hands, exhale, we fold. Inhale, lift, outer arm down, lift the hips, squeeze the glutes. And exhale, we fold. Beautiful. Come to roll back over onto the belly now. Now from here, we're going to find our down dog. So hands down, we bend the knees, we lift the hips, find downward facing dog. Now, take a moment, just notice how the back feels. We want to really tilt those hips towards the sky. So you can just notice that pelvic rotation here. As I tilt the hips, perhaps the heels lift a little bit, but we want to really stretch out through those hamstrings. If the shoulders are feeling really tight, perhaps we bend the knees, we push the chest through. You can pedal the legs here. We're not going to be here for too long. You might be feeling tired, so a down dog might be feeling quite strenuous today. Just take 2 more breaths. Slowly from here, we're going to come to drop down to the knees, find tabletops, lift the right leg and step the foot or walk it between the hands. Find low lunge. I want you to shuffle that front foot forward, lift the chest, take the hands on that thigh and push that leg forward here, okay? So sink down through those hips. From here, we're going to release the hands. We're going to take the hands behind us, roll the shoulders together, open heart space. On your exhale, release. We're going to lessen the stretch through the hips here. When you should ground down to the hands, tuck the back toes, step it back to downward facing dog. Take a moment, take a little bit of movement if you need to. Feel the stretch. Tilt those hips to the sky. Breathing here. Inhale, come forward to your tabletop. Lift the left leg, walk or step the foot between the hands. Sink low through those hips. Take the hands on that thigh, push the thigh forward. On your exhale, release hands behind you, roll the shoulders together, open heart space. On your exhale, release. Ground down to the hands, step it back to that downward facing dog. Now from here, I want you to bend the knees, walk the feet towards the hands. Now we're going to take the feet hip distance and then turn the feet out to 10 and 2. Sink down through your Malasana, your garland pose. If accessible, hands together at prayer, elbows on the inside of the knee, lengthen the spine. You might have blocks underneath those heels if they're lifted to make it a little bit more restorative. This is not a practice about building strength. We just really want to stretch through the body. So really indulge in a deeper stretch here. Find the props that you need to support you. On your exhale, we're going to find the sit bones. Whichever way you want to come down. Come to lie back on the mat. Take the arms out to a T and then drop the knees over towards the left. Again, you can use props here. You can place a bolster or blocks underneath the knees to keep them lifted. Or perhaps drawing the knees down. If you wish to deepen it, you can walk that bottom leg away. We look over towards the extended right arm, find that twist. On your next exhale, come back to center. Come to change sides, knock the knees over towards the right. Again, taking whichever modification you wish. Take the drishti towards that left hand. On your next exhale, come back to center. Now from here, we're going to find our Shavasana. You might wish to take a stretch in this position. Now, I'm going to find my Supta Baddha Konasana, my reclined butterfly. This might be that I'm just taking the soles of the feet to touch and the knees out wide. Now, you can support the legs by taking cushions underneath them, make it a little bit more restorative. If you want to deepen it, perhaps if you have a bolster, place it at the base of the spine and lie across it, even if you don't have bolsters. You can use cushions or perhaps you have blocks. This is a deep stretch though. I'm going to go grab a second block. Forgot I might need two in this practice. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have one on my lower back and one to support my head here. So from here, I'm going to take that one block at the base of my spine. Now, this is quite an intense stretch, but it's a beautiful way to really release that tension. You don't have to hold it for the whole of your Shavasana, but if it's comfortable, find that position. So I'm going to recline just how I would across a bolster, and then I take the other block and I just arrange it so it supports my head. I don't want the head hanging back and putting tension on the neck here. We can allow those knees to draw out wide, and it starts to lift this chest to deepen the stretch. Now, if you want to take it into the upper body, you can also take the arms overhead into this diamond shape. If it creates too much tension, just take them out wide. And pausing here. This is a beautiful way to finish the practice. Be mindful, it is a deep stretch, so it might get to a point that it doesn't feel comfortable. Now just ease out if it does. But this is a beautiful way of really deepening that stretch, getting into the fascia between the muscles and the joints to really open ourselves up. So just take a moment, close down through the eyes. Slowing down the breath. You might wish to count through the breath if that's comfortable. Drawing the breath in through the nostrils and out through the nostrils, slowing it down. Now this is your sunset practice. You might feel like you might benefit from holding this position for a while. You might wish to finish with a longer meditation to really allow the mind to be present, to release that lingering stress. You might wish to flow through a pranayama. Sometimes at the end of our practice, after our asana, we can sink a little bit deeper. The choice is yours here. Just allow yourself to surrender into this space. But I am going to leave you there Remembering when you wish to come out of this, and coming out of it slowly. But there is no rush. Again, you can finish your practice however which way you decide. But thank you so much for joining me. Take a moment at the end of your practice when you do choose to finish to really honor yourself for taking this time for yourself, for your practice, and honoring the ancient lineage of yoga and all it brings into your life. Thank you.